Patriots have been winning on both sides of the ball during their current 6-game win streak. Turns out that works pretty well. Since week 7, they rank first in points per game, opponent points per game, both offensive and defensive efficiency, and turnover margin. In fact, their plus 13 turnover margin, twice as much as any other team over that span. It's basically like every metric you could go through the Pats are leading in right now. And Marcus, you've resisted some of the hype around Mac Jones all season, not because you doubted him, but because you're just kind of waiting to see how this would all play out. You weren't a prisoner of the moment, unlike some people on this set. Are you on the Mac
child?
Don't make eye contact with him.
Are you on the Mac Jones bandwagon now?
I am on the Mac Jones bandwagon because now I believe Mac Jones can win a game for the Patriots.
Yes.
Look, y'all know how I am, man. It takes me a while on quarterbacks because a lot of times you really don't learn about those guys until they have to be the guy. Right. And the things that I'm seeing from Mac Jones, I don't ever think he's going to have to play out of structure, especially under pressure at times, has really sold me because we know, look, for as good as the Patriots are doing right now, when you get to the playoffs, your quarterback is going to have to win you a game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's coming at some point, and I believe he took a step in that direction in my mind.
You don't think he'll be forced to play out of structure in the playoffs?
I think he will.
At some point.
I think he will. I think because the one thing is when you get to the playoffs, you get different looks you haven't seen all season long.
Right.
And that's the quarterbacks that can adjust on the fly. That's why all of the great ones usually win.
Well, and it's a whole season long at that point in the regular season of tape that people can figure things out.
The only pushback I would have to that is their run game will simplify the looks that he gets.
That is true.
I will say this. I actually think that their play action game might be the smartest in the NFL right now. But do you see how, like, they're cutting the field? This isn't a full field read where Mac's got to see everything. They can very much so simplify stuff. We draw a line down the middle of the field. We're going deep, intermediate to short in our reads. And the quarterback can go, well, I want to go short to intermediate to deep with his eyes. And that's when you cut it in half. It makes it so much faster and simplified for a quarterback.
You know what I was thinking watching yesterday's game? Bill Belichick absolutely crushed this offseason. I mean, obviously it starts with the draft because we're talking about Mac Jones. Christian Barmore and Ramondre Stevenson also look like home runs, by the way, in this year's draft. But in free agency, typically, when a team drops the bag the way New England did, it doesn't work out. And while they might have overpaid a bit for Aguilar, in all of those highlights, you're seeing contributions from guys that they signed this year. I mean, I've been saying all season that Matt Judon looks like the best signing in free agency. Kendrick Bourne might be the best value that any team got at wide receiver. And he's just been spectacular for them.
How much did he sign
catches. It's single-digit millions. I think maybe below $5 million. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. You talked about the tight end, Jonnu Smith, and the way they're using him. It kind of took a few weeks for them to figure out, okay, Hunter Henry's the route runner, and we're going to use him in the end zone. Jonnu Smith is more the move tight end. It will take advantage of his athletic ability. And then guys like even Jalen Mills at cornerback are becoming key to this team.
You know
it's
what? You know who we haven't given enough credit to is Josh McDaniels, man.
Yeah.
Because, listen, this is still a rookie quarterback who he had to develop while games were being played. And he's getting to the point now where he can open up this bag a little bit more because of the development of Mac and the situation that he's put this offense in.
Last 7 weeks in the NFL, they have the #1 offense in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
I'll just say it this way, too. If Mac Jones doesn't drop to 15 when people thought he was going at 3, none of this probably happened.
What a fit.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.